Tonight, we're visiting Vermont's own Orwell.
The Addison County town of about 1,200 people has deep roots in agriculture with several farms and key Revolutionary War history. Mount Independence was the largest fortification by American colonial forces and the site of the British and American battles from 1776 to 1777. It's now a state historic site.
And after another piece of local history closed in town last year, there's a push to bring it back better than ever.
It's quiet outside what used to be Buxton's General Store on Orwell's Main Street. The red closed sign stays that way now. A far cry from a year ago when cash registers were ringing and customers were still coming through the doors to grab groceries, goods, and gossip. But the Buxton family made the tough decision to close after 57 years, citing family and financial pressures.
It was a big blow. It was a really big blow.
Peter Root has only lived in town a couple of years, but said the store and the community feel drew him and his wife in. When he was asked to be part of the effort to bring a general store back here, he said he actually wasn't sold on the idea at first. But he says the community needs a spot to grab groceries that isn't 20 minutes away.
The more I talk to people, that comes back every single conversation. They really miss the store.
But flipping this sign from closed back to open is going to be a tall task, and they know it. They say they are aware that the current climate for general stores in Vermont isn't exactly favorable, and that there are some big things they'll have to do to make sure that this spot could be financially stable in the future. But they say they think they have some ideas.
There's a whole host of things. Everybody in town's got an idea about something they'd like to see.
And that's one of their ideas. Diversify to draw more people in with more offerings, and to fundraise enough to allow their nonprofit to buy and fix up the building so the new business wouldn't have to.
If it doesn't have the debt, that burden, and people want to come back to it for a host of reasons, looking at other stores around the state, we think there's a chance.
We asked people passing through town what it would mean to have a general store again here.
It just adds to the community environment, and you'd meet people there and chat and visit, and we miss that.
What would you mean to you to see it back in some form?
First of all, I'd probably gain a few pounds in the first couple of weeks. That's a definite possibility. But yeah, it would mean lunch breaks in town again instead of sneaking out of town for lunch.
If that sign were to switch back to open in the future, what would that mean for you?
That would be great. It would be really terrific to have that, to have the store open here again, to have a place to come and meet people.
The nonprofit's work is still in the early stages. They've applied for a Village Trust Initiative grant from the state and just last week had a visit from that committee. They got a small grant to do a building assessment to find out what work needs to be done. That's underway. They fundraised enough to pay for first right of refusal on the building, which is currently for sale for about $500,000. But they don't know yet how much money they'd need to raise to both buy and renovate it.